Okay, so for this practice, have any props that you have around your house, including your mat. You don't really even need a mat, but if you have one, it might make it a little easier. Some kind of bolster. Another alternative are couch cushions or some big pillows, a chair or a bench, and if you have blocks, great. If not, that's okay, and a strap or some kind of scarf. Let's begin on your chair. Scooch to the edge of the chair. We'll draw the flesh of the seat out. Bring your ankles under the knees, and let's take your right ankle up over the knee. Sit up as tall as you can here. You might unscoop that right seat out a little bit more. And let's start manually using the hand to point and flex this ankle. You can stretch the front of the ankle and a point, and then stretch the back of the heel and ankle and a flex. Do that a few more times. And then start circling the ankle around. And go the other direction. Good, and then we'll hold that in a flex. Sit up nice and tall. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down. We either stay sitting up or you might start hinging at the hips a little bit. Feel free to add some movements like rocking or circling your upper body, and begin to let your eyes either soften halfway or close all of the way. Begin to notice your breath. Each breath in, really feel the breath moving into your body. And each breath out, let it fully finish. I wanted to mention today this concept of the type of pain that we experience in labor, because I know the fear of pain, the expectation of pain can often be a big obstacle or a big fear, that comes up when we're approaching labor. And so the pain of labor can be called transformational pain. This comes from a book called Mindful Birthing by Nancy Bordacki. And this kind of pain means that it's natural pain. So normally when we feel pain, it's the body's signal to stop doing whatever it is that we're doing and take your body out of that place that's causing injury and harm. But the pain of labor is not causing injury or harm. It's completely normal. And what it means is that a lot of change is happening in a small amount of time. So a lot of change is happening in the body, a lot of change in the cervix, and the contractions are helping move along, progress the change of the cervix and the body. Okay, so now we'll release the side, extend your leg and point and flex. And we'll take that opposite ankle up. We'll go through those manual movements again of pointing and flexing. So in her book, she tries to remind us that this pain, the pain of childbirth, is not signaling that anything is wrong. It's a completely normal and natural pain. And so in our yoga practice, we're using a lot of tools, start circling your ankle around, to help manage those sensations of pain. But we can know that when we're in that experience of pain, that it doesn't mean that anything's bad, because that would take us to that fight or flight state of response. So we can tell ourselves, no, this is normal. This is the pain of labor. And we know when it goes out of its rhythm. Okay? Even the pain of labor, it has a natural progression of intensity. And so if something truly is wrong, then we would have that clear signal. But if it's just the pain of that natural progression of intensity, we have a lot of tools to help manage that. Now sit up nice and tall, either stay here or fold or add some movements. So one of our big tools is watching the breath, bringing yourself in the moment, really breathing through the contractions, and we know that after each one we get a break. We're really following each full breath in, letting the breath energize the body. And then we watch each exhale fully finish, signaling to the body, to the mind that we can be calm. So for this next little bit here, practice really tracking each full breath into your body. And follow the full exhalation all the way to its completion. Your mind wanders, bring it back. So the contractions can be like a wave. So in your breath, you might visualize waves in the ocean. Each inhale, waving to the shore. Each exhale being pulled back into the ocean. We'll take one more breath here. And as your exhale finishes, come on out. Extend that leg. Let's point and flex the ankle. Good. Let's come on out. We'll come onto the floor and into a child's pose. So you can move your chair. Come back to sit. Knees as wide as you need. Big toes touch. Bring your bottom back towards your heels. And take some height under your chest. Rest your head one way. Let your tailbone lengthen down towards your heels. And let your eyes either soften or close. And let's count this time. Let that be a method. Counting. Let's count 6 breaths with the head turned this way. So each inhale, fill up your back. Each exhale, you might take 1 or 2 with the mouth opened. Each inhale, you might be saying to yourself the number. Now I'm on 2. And on the exhale, say 2 to yourself. So this way of counting, we begin to know, hey, this contraction usually lasts about 6 or 8 breaths. And then things will change, but we'll start to know, okay, I'm to that breath number 7. I'm staying focused on my breath, and then I'll get a break after this next breath. And once your 6th exhalation finishes, turn your head the other direction and count 6 more breaths. Nice and slowly, unhurried breaths. Keep the exhalations nice and long. Let your shoulders continue to soften. Let your jaw and tongue release. And take your time. Once that sixth breath finishes, slowly make your way back up. Remove your bolster out to the side. And let's come into table position. Spread the fingers wide. Let's start circling the hips around in one direction. You might keep your eyes slightly opened or closed. Maybe your nose makes little figure 8 shapes. And go the other direction. Good. Come back to the middle. Walk your hands further out past the shoulders. We'll take a calf stretch here. Right leg back, toes curled under. We'll push the top of your mat away with your hands and really reach the right heel straight back, stretching the back of the calf, back of the knee. Hug your baby up towards your spine a little bit. And you might play with bending and straightening that right knee. See where your good calf stretches. And once your exhale finishes, switch left leg back. Again, maybe playing with straightening and bending the knee. Great, so come on out of that. Let's come on up to your knees. We can either be up on the knees or sitting back on the heels, however you're comfortable. Let's roll the palms up, lift up the arms. We'll bend the left elbow. Reach that left elbow up towards the ceiling. And as we inhale at the sides of your ribs, blossom open. As you exhale, let them soften back in. Let's practice these next 2 breaths with a feeling of a smile, that softness in the eyes that helps the whole body also soften. And with your inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take the arms down. We'll take the other side, shoulders back. Roll the palms up or reach up. Bend the right elbow. Stretch it up to the ceiling. Again, let's practice with that hint of a smile in the eyes. 3 or 4 breaths here. Keep reaching up through the elbow, nice and tall through the spine. We'll take one more unhurried breath here. With your inhale, let's reach the arms up. And exhale, bring them down. Good, let's come up to the knees. We'll do some side lunging. So we'll bring this right Ankle under the knee, knee at a diagonal, so not opened as far as we can, but a little bit of that diagonal. Nice and tall through the spine, and begin lunging in and out. Reaching from the inner thigh out to the inner knee. We're spreading the toes of that right foot. The crown of the head is lengthening up to the ceiling. And here too, we're noticing the breath. The shoulders are dropped back. Let's take about 4 more breaths here. Maybe again, we're counting. Inhale 1. Exhale 1. Keep the jaw softening, the shoulders release. Inhaling your number. And exhaling your number. And after that 4th time, we'll open up wider. Let's reach the arms up. We'll bring right forearm to thigh, roll the heart open, and let's circle around this left arm. Reach the arm around as big as you can. And then go the other direction, reaching up to the ceiling and forward. And last time, really reaching up as high as you can. And then we'll release the arm. Come up and switch sides. Start with that diagonal position. Neutral pelvis, shoulders draped back. Spread out those left toes and then begin. Invite that feeling of a smile in the eyes, in the face. If the counting doesn't work for you, maybe it's some kind of a mantra, like inhale, I breathe in. Exhale, I breathe out. And keep going. Maybe it's just simply tracking your breath and staying in tune with each breath in and each breath out. But we have some method to keep the focus in the body, not thinking, not really having an opportunity to think about the future or the past, but keeping us right here anchored in the moment. Good, and from here we'll open up that knee, reach the arms up, bring the left forearm to the thigh, roll the heart open, begin circling this right arm around. And go the other direction, reaching up to the ceiling and forward. We'll take one more, reaching up as high as you can, reaching forward, and then we'll come on out of that. Nice. Let's take table positions. We'll turn back around. I'm going to turn this other way for my neck health, and we'll come to table. Fingers spreading wide. Let's take our dog pose. So lift the knees. If you'd rather take the dog pose with your chair, then definitely do that. Okay, we're pedaling the heels out a little bit, back and forth. Spread the fingers wide. The knees are bent enough to be able to stick your bottom out a little bit. The feet are getting a little wider as your pregnancy progresses. We may start hips distance apart. And then they're gradually getting wider to accommodate baby. And let's bend the knees here, push the chest back. We'll take one more breath. Now walk your feet as wide as your mat. So walk the hands back towards the feet. Bend your knees, take your feet even wider if you need. Let's keep the feet parallel, not turned out, but turned maybe in just a teens here. We'll bend the knees, we'll take one more breath here. And let's climb the hands on up to the knees. Look forward, take your time, really feel your heels on the floor, spread your toes, and stand on up. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, roll the palms up or reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's bring the hand to heart, a hand to baby. Check in to your baby, check in to yourself for a nice unhurried breath in. And a full breath out. And then let the eyes open if they're closed. We'll take some salutations. So roll the palms open. Inhale, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the hands to knees. We'll reach the seat back and walk your hands into your dog. Again, if you'd rather be doing this with your chair, definitely do as many as you'd like with the chair. Let's bring the knees down to the floor, hips distance apart. Come on up for baby camel. We'll shrug the shoulders up. Roll them back. We have either hands to hips or thumbs towards the middle of the sacrum. Now squeeze the shoulders back and lift your chest as high as you can, and then move the sides of your neck back just a little bit so the gaze is still mostly forward. Take one more breath. And with your inhale, come on up. Hands back to the floor or your chair. Lift up your seat for dog pose. Take a nice mindful breath here. Take your feet as wide as you need. Walk your hands back. Climb the hands on up to the knees. Look up. Take all the time you need. Feel your heels on the floor. Big toe ball mounds heavy. Stand up. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. We'll take another one. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to knees. Climb the hands on forward. Push the top of the mat away. Come on down to your knees for baby camel. Lengthen the sides of your body as you shrug the shoulders up. Lift high into the chest. Slide the nose back. Take in the deepest breath that you can. And with your inhale, come on out. Hands back down, dog pose, downward facing dog pose. Push the top of your mat away. Take a mindful breath here. Take your feet as wide apart as you need to walk the hands back. Walk the hands up the knees, look up. Take your time, feel your feet as you're ready. Stand up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. We'll take one more. Inhale, reach up. Come on down to your Adho Mukha Svanasana pose, downward facing dog pose. Bring the knees down, come up for camel Ustrasana, lift the shoulders. Get high into the chest, squeeze a pen between your shoulder blades, one full breath here. With your inhale, come on up, back to your dog pose, press back. And then as you're ready, walk your hands back towards the feet. Slide my hands up the knees, look up. Come all the way up, reach up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Bring a hand to your heart, a hand to your baby. Notice how you feel in your body. Notice the rhythm of your breath, feeling of your feet on the floor. Good. Take one more breath here. And then gently open the eyes if they're closed. Let's again inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, come on down, back into your dog pose. And this time, drop the knees down. We'll take another child's pose. So with or without your bolster, just a few breaths here, maybe 3 or 4 breaths. If you're using your bolster, you might have 2 breaths with the head turned one way and 2 breaths with it turned the other way. Let this be a time to, again, check in with yourself, really drop into your body. Notice how you feel before we start moving through the second part of the sequence. And then as your exhale finishes, slowly come on up. All right, we'll move that bolster if it's there. Take your 2 blocks. Okay, let's walk your blocks a little over to the left, and we'll bring the right foot forward. So we're in a lunge here. Ankle is under the knee. And then walk your blocks right back in line with your ankle. Okay, and then lift your chest. And from here, let's squeeze up the back knee. So that back heel is up towards the ceiling, so we're not bent here, we're squeezing that back knee. Pressing down through the front foot, and then hold it here. Glide your heart forward. One more breath, keep squeezing that back kneecap up. My hands are on blocks to a height that gives me plenty of space for my belly. Okay, so from here we're going to turn the back heel down so that back foot is at an angle and the front heel is lined up to the middle of the back arch. And we'll bring this right forearm to thigh and left hand to hip. Okay, so feel your feet into the floor, really spread your toes. And let's take this right seat and kind of tuck it under a little bit and really stretch from that right inner thigh out through the inner knee. And now roll your left shoulder back. Either stay here with hand to hip or reach it up to the sky or externally rotate it and reach it up by your ear. Let your heart roll open. We'll take another breath or 2 here. Nice, slow, steady breaths. And then we'll come on up, warrior 2. Let's let the shoulders roll back, the arms float, and we're going to inhale, push this right leg straight, get tall through the spine. Exhale, bend this right knee. Okay, we'll keep going. The middle of the knee is facing towards that second toe. So to do that, if you needed to turn your foot in a little bit, that is fine and great. Okay, take a few more. If your knee's going out over the ankle, that means you can lengthen your left foot back. We'll go 2 more. Good, we'll take last one. And then let's reverse our triangle arms. So reaching up to the ceiling, push the feet into the floor. And we'll come into triangle pose. We'll start reaching forward, really push on that right inner foot, and we'll take the hand on the block on the inside of the leg. Roll the left shoulder back, either keep your hand to your hip or reach it up to the sky. We're still pressing into that back foot, roll the chest open, one more breath here. And then let's slowly bring both hands to the block. Okay, we'll roll the back heel up. Let's place this back knee down and we'll take our psoas stretch. So climb on up. Okay, we're rolling the left hip forward and we're taking this tail. So here's sticking it out. We're gonna scoop it down. Okay, and then shoulders back. We can keep hands to hips or stretch up your left arm. We're really stretching that left arm. Imagine it's reaching up from your left inner thigh. You might even start reaching a little over to the right. Keep your heart lifted. We'll hold it another breath or two. And with your exhale, come on down. We'll take the right knee back. Either take your child's pose or take a dog pose for 2 or 3 breaths. Good, and from here, we'll take the knees down. We'll take our blocks a little over to the right and bring your left foot forward, ankle under the knee. Walk the blocks back in and then squeeze up that back kneecap. Okay, the back heel is up towards the ceiling. We're squeezing that kneecap up. The left foot is nice and grounded, and let's glide the heart forward for another breath or two. And then let's turn the back heel down at that angle, lining up the heel to the middle of the back foot. We'll bring left forearm to thigh, right hand to hip. Okay, pause right here. Really spread your toes, press down into the feet. Okay, and start to scoop your left bottom under. So you might feel a little more stretch from that inner thigh out to the inner knee. And now roll the top shoulder back, either keep hand to hip, reach it to the sky, or reach it up by the ear. Hold it here, press down through the feet. Take a nice full breath, really sending your breath all through your body. And with your inhale, we'll come up, warrior 2, arms float. We'll inhale, push that left leg straight. Exhale, bend. Okay, inhale, straighten. Push into the floor, stand tall. Exhale, bend. Good, keep going with your breath. Straighten and bend. 2 more. And this time we'll straighten and tip the arms. Left arm up, push down into the feet, stretch up through the fingertips. And let's come into Trikonasana. Reach forward, right hand to hip, either stay here or reach it up to the sky. Keep pressing into the feet, roll your ribs and chest open. And with your exhale, swim the hand back down. We'll roll up that back knee. Take the knee down, and we'll get more into this psoas muscle that kind of drapes along the side of your uterus and goes into the inner thigh. So we'll take the tail under, roll the shoulders back, either stay right here or you can lift up that right arm. Maybe you're going to start reaching over to the left. Inhale, keep growing tall through the spine, up through the top of the head. And then come on down and either take your child's pose or your downward facing dog pose for 2 or 3 breaths. Check in with yourself. Notice how you feel. And then slowly, if you're in child's pose, if it feels okay for you to do so, come on up to dog pose. Lift the knees. Widen the feet. We'll walk the hands back towards the feet. Climb the hands on up the knees. Look up. And we'll slowly come on up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a hand to your heart, a hand to your baby. Check in and feel. Great. Now, from here, we'll take a goddess pose. So take the feet wide if you'd rather be doing this sitting on the chair, especially if you're in those last few weeks of pregnancy. That last month, you may want to be sitting on the chair, or if you're just having a day where you're more interested in that kind of posture, please definitely take it. So we'll start turning the feet out. Make sure when you come down, middle of the knee, it's a second toe, and then stand up. Okay, big toe ball mounds pushing down, keep you from falling backwards. And let's inhale, sit down, widen the knees. And then push down through the heels and the big toe ball mounds. Good. Take our seat down and then push up. We can add some arms, inhaling up and exhaling down. Go with your breath. Inhale up and exhale. Let's try 4 more. And then release the arms down. Nice. We'll turn the feet in. We'll start our windmill. So you might be using your chair or your hands each on a high block. And we'll inhale up one arm just as high as you can see the fingertips. Exhale it down. And keep going there side to side. If your low back is a rounding here, then come up onto your chair and continue it there. We'll do maybe 4 more on each side. Move slowly with your breath. We'll take 1 more on each side. And take your time. As you're ready, walk the feet back in and stand up. Great. We'll do a wall sit, okay? So it can be wall sit or taking a squat, a deep squat against the wall. Again, especially in that last month or more of pregnancy, you might want to be taking the wall squat, sitting on 2 blocks and squatting here at the wall. Okay, if you're wanting to take the wall sit, we're just doing 1 today. Okay, so make sure you're standing on something that won't slide out from underneath you. We'll slide the block high into the inner thighs. We're rolling we're trying to squeeze the block with the fronts of the inner thighs, and then come on back to the wall. Begin to walk your feet out, keeping the feet straight forward, parallel. Bring your low back to the wall, and then begin to come on down to the degree that honors where you're at today. We're going to hold this for 1 minute, starting now. So I invite you to use a breath technique. Maybe it's, again, just tracking your breath, full breath in. Taking that full breath out. Maybe practicing a smile in the eyes. Maybe it's a mantra. Inhale, I breathe in. Exhale, I breathe out. Maybe you're adding a word. Inhale, I can do this. Exhale, I surrender. Inhale, I am strong. Exhale, I surrender. Last breath. And as your exhale finishes, come on out. Good, nicely done. We'll turn around and do an L pose. So turn around, hands as high as the hips. Bend the knees as much as you need to reach your seat back. Really push the wall down. Bring as much space between each vertebra as you can. One more breath here. Keep your ears between your arms. And as your exhale finishes, come on up. We'll do a wall clock, right shoulder towards the wall. Left hand to hip, roll the shoulders back. We'll take the right arm up to 12 o'clock. Okay, move the sides of the neck back. Take the weight to your heels. Stay here or move towards 1 o'clock, towards 2 o'clock, or towards 3 o'clock. And you might need to rearrange your feet. And if you're able to, wherever you land, try to roll your right palm up to the ceiling. So that right pinky side edge of your hand will be on the wall. And you could keep your left hand to hip or use it to tent the wall here. Each inhale, lift that right chest, move the neck back, the nose back. Feel down into your heels. And with your inhale, let's reach the arm back up and forward. Nice, we'll do that on the other side. Roll the shoulders back, right hand to hip, left arm up. Begin shifting the weight back, neck back. Either stay here or take it towards 11, 10 o'clock, or 9 o'clock. And if you're able to, roll your left palm up to the ceiling. Move the sides of your neck back. Keep drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Either keep the right hand to the hip or tent it on the wall. You can push into the wall and help move your shoulder blades in towards each other. One more nice full breath. And then slowly bring your hand back up to 12 and release it forward. Okay, so now we will do a high squat. So for this at home, you can get, I'm going to use a strap, but you could get something long. It could be your long strap or a very long scarf. And what we will do is about halfway through that, make a knot. Doesn't have to be super tight. Oops, I'm going to redo this. And we're going to be using a door. So I'm going to do this again. Okay, so we have something like this with a knot in the middle. And I'm going to turn the camera so you can see. I'm going to turn that towards my door over here. And I'll open the door and place this right over and then close that door. And I'll pull on it to make sure it's nice and secure. Okay, and then I'll hold it probably pretty far down towards the end. And then I'll set up my feet so they're parallel, as wide as they need to be for how far along you are in your pregnancy. And then begin to bend the knees and really flip the tail back. And then just let yourself hang. Keep the feet parallel. That means your big toes might even be slightly turned in. Try to spread your bottom and arch your back. We'll hold that a few more breaths. And as this exhale finishes, come on out. Nice. Okay, so that's one way you can do it at home by yourself. We have that high squat. Your body is making more of the, oh no, I'll turn my camera back. Okay, your body is making more of this position where you're really arching your back there. Okay, I'm going to fix my camera a little bit more. Okay, so now we're going to come down to your two blankets, your two nicely folded blankets. Actually, first let's do a side lying thigh stretch here. So come on to your left side. You can extend your arm and place a blanket between your arm and head, and then we'll slide the hand along that top foot and reach the knee back as far as you can. Roll the shoulder back, let your chest expand up towards your chin, and you're taking this knee back as far as you can, and then keep your knee there as you tuck your seat under. Let's watch the breath again, inhaling fully. Exhaling nice and slowly, reach the bottom of the breath. Maybe practicing that smile in the eyes. We'll take 2 or 3 more breaths. And as your exhale finishes, reach the leg long, really squeeze the muscles in that leg, and then release. Let's do the other side. Roll onto your other side, and go on into the thigh stretch as you are ready. Roll your top shoulder back. Take the knee back, 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 and then keep it there as you tuck your seat under. Let your throat stay nicely soft and open. And breathe, track your breath, really follow each breath in. Each nice full breath out. Good, we'll try 1 or 2 more breaths. And as your exhale finishes, release the leg, reach it out long, squeeze the muscles in your leg, and then release. And from here, carefully come up to a seat, and now we will sit on your 2 nicely folded blankets. Have a block handy. We'll reach the legs forward, untuck the flesh of the seat. Okay, and then take 1 block under that right knee. We'll flex the left ankle in. Bring the ankle up over the knee. Okay, and let's walk the hands back. Roll your shoulders back. Really lift the chest, lift up away from your tailbone. And you might be still here or moving side to side. If you can keep the nice length in your back, you might be walking the hands closer up to your seat. I'll show you from the side what it might look like if you have lost the length in your back. Say you're here, you have the length, and then when you walk forward, you're collapsing here. Okay, it would be better to stay back, lift up off the tailbone, and keep the spaciousness in your belly and the length in your back. Okay, if you keep the length and you walk up, you might stay there. Maybe you're taking your other leg into fire lung. If you're flexing that ankle and bringing that heel in and maybe putting a block under that right knee. I like to wiggle around a little bit, get as even on your sitting bones as you can. Try to spread your bottom. And we'll hold this maybe 5 or 6 more breaths practicing some technique that keeps you focused in the moment in your body. It might be inhaling a mantra, saying a phrase to yourself or a word. Maybe it's the breath counting. Maybe it's the softening of the eyes and the face. Maybe it's simply tracking the breath, each full breath in. And letting the body soften as you exhale fully. Keep softening through your bottom, softening between the sitting bones. And as this next inhale, sit up tall. Carefully undo the legs, draw your kneecaps up, point and flex your ankles. And let's take the other side. We'll slide the block under the left knee, flex your right ankle and bring it up. We'll start with the hands back. Roll the shoulders back, lift up off of the tailbone. You might be still or maybe you're swaying. Each inhale, lengthen the spine up nice and tall. Exhale, soften your jaw, soften your eyes. You might stay there or continue walking up. Maybe you're taking that other leg into fire lock. Just going to the place that makes sense in your body. Okay, another technique for breath focus is we can inhale, breathe into the spot where you feel the most sensation. And exhale, let your body soften around the sensation. Let the jaw go, let the bottom soften. And keep going there. Inhale, really send your breath where you feel the sensation. Exhale, soften your body, soften your eyes and your face. Stay there, another 3 or 4 breaths. And as it feels like time for you, as you inhale, sit up tall, and then gently release your legs. Draw the kneecaps up again, point and flex the ankles. Good. Let's take a little forward fold here. We'll take the legs about as wide as your hips, maybe a little wider. Untuck the seats. We're getting as much on the sitting bones as we can. If you already feel a stretch here in your legs and back, you might stay here. Otherwise, we might start to walk up. Okay, maybe you're here sitting up tall. Maybe you're beginning to climb your hands forward on a block, maybe on the inside. We'll hold this a few breaths. Each inhale, wave nice and tall through the spine. Stay there or fold in. And take it where it makes sense for you. Fold as much as you'd like. Each inhale, wave the spine. Exhale, stay there or fold. We'll take 2 or 3 more breaths. Another way to be here, if the hamstring stretch is dominating and you want to get more in your low back, you can bend your knees a little bit and fold in here, maybe even stacking something under the forehead, getting that release. And last breath here. As your exhale finishes, slowly come on up. Sit up nice and tall. And from here, we'll sit up and come back to your chair for a little stabilizing work before we rest. So come on up. You'll want a block and your strap. Make a loop in your strap about the width of your hips. If you have like a stretchy exercise band too, you can use that. Or if you have like a Pilates ball, you can use that also between your knees, and we'll find that nice tall spine, ankles under the knees, and we'll begin with using the block. So when you squeeze the block, the outer knees line up to your outer hips. And we'll begin by taking a nice full breath in, soft belly, soft bottom. Exhale, squeeze your block evenly on each side, all through the complete exhalation. Inhale, let go of that squeeze. Exhale, gently squeeze. Good, keep going for a few more, maybe 6 more. Unhurried breathing here, take your time. Maybe you're inhaling to that 5. And exhaling your 6. Let's take 3 more. And once you've finished this one, release the block. Now we'll work more on the outer portion of the hips. Step through your strap or stretchy thing. So when you press against it, the outer knees are aligned to the outer hips. So sit up nice and tall. Weight off of the tailbone. And here we go. Nice breath. We're just barely holding, relaxing the legs. And as you exhale, press evenly into the sides of your strap. Keep going, inhale, let it go. Exhaling, press. We'll do maybe 6 more. And last one. And as your exhale finishes, remove that strap. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, arms down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. And we'll take one breathing exercise before we rest. You might stay in your chair if that feels like a nice position for you, or come into a virasana if that will work. This is the one where we bring the knees together, widen the feet, iron the calves back, and take a seat on as much height as you need. 1 block is good for me. You might need more, you might need less. And then hug your outer ankles in. We spread out those little toes. I like this posture to end also. It's nice and stabilizing because it has internal rotation. It's symmetrical. It allows us to get off of the tailbone, allows the spine to be tall. So we'll try Shatali today. So we'll roll the tongue. On the inhale, breathe in through that roll. On the exhale, close the mouth. Exhale fully. Keep going at your pace. Inhaling through the roll of your tongue. And exhaling, mouth closed. Take your time as you exhale. Continue dropping into your body to the bottom of the exhale. We'll take a few more. And one more round. And as your exhale finishes, slowly open the eyes and we'll set up for final rest. So come forward, bring some circulation down the legs, take one leg back and then the other leg back. This is a good time too if you feel like your body would like something else before you rest. Take it here and then come into your rest. Rest however you like. But I will guide us through this one for second trimester. That one block might be enough. Okay, maybe late second trimester and beyond, using this nice stair-stepping block towards the end of the bolster. And then a blanket roll for the neck. And at any time, if you're inclined and you start to not feel well, you start to feel a little clammy or just not so right, it might mean you do need more incline, maybe even more against a wall, or just come and rest on your left side. And then we'll sit in the front here, and I'm going to use my second blanket to unfold, and make a nice long roll. And then I'll take my soles of the feet together and squish that just to support the outer hips. Arrange that roll under your neck. If you have additional things to rest your arms on, you might take extra pillows or blankets for your arms to rest. Walk your shoulder blades underneath you. Take a few breaths, nice full breaths in, and then exhale through your mouth. And then invite in a few of those breaths, inhaling to a nice full count. Maybe it's 5 or another number. And exhaling to a 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try another one. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Keep going there. Each inhale, invite your belly to gently expand and your low back, and then let your ribs open and your chest. And exhale fully as you drop back into your bolster. Let the eyes settle into the head. Inhale, breathing down and out to the sides, up into the chest. And exhaling, fully reach the bottom of each breath. Inhaling the bottom into the back, into the sides, into the chest. And exhaling, nice long exhalations, maybe that feeling of a smile spreads through your eyes. And begin to let your body continue settling into this rest. Allow yourself some patience in this process. This is a practice. We're developing the skill of relaxation. Bringing your attention into your body. What's the best method for you to bring your attention into your body. Then comes relaxation. Just saying relax doesn't always do that. It, in fact, does the opposite many times. What's your pathway? What works for you to get in your body? Then the relaxation happens. So I will be quiet now, but know that I'm still here, and eventually I will guide us out of this resting posture. To slowly deepen your breath. Invite some movement into your body, maybe the fingers and toes. Your legs slide down the mat, the arms might reach overhead. And then eventually bend the knees. Slide your bottom over to one side and then roll all the way over to that other side. Help yourself up with both hands. And come into a seat to end the session, maybe on your big bolster, enough height so that knees are even with or lower than the hips. Let's bring the hands to Anjali Mudra. We'll end with an Om here. Take a breath in. Let your head bow. Bring a hand to your heart, a hand to your baby. Breathe into your baby. Breathe love. Breathe gratitude, anything you're feeling. And breathe love into yourself, a deep love into yourself, your body. As you feel ready, let your hands release, open the